Now to another wild day in Washington. President Trump goes on a tweet storm as the political fallout continues over his firing of FBI Director James Comey. The president woke up angry this morning. By 9:30, he had already tweeted 7 times. He warned Comey, also railed against the media and the Russia investigation. As seen live here on CBS 3 a short while ago, it was left to White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer to address the stunning tweets. Eyewitness News reporter David Spunt joins us now in Center City with all the details. David.
Yuki, 8 years ago, it was a massive controversy when then President Barack Obama used a BlackBerry to make personal phone calls. Well, flash forward 8 years, President Donald Trump is on Twitter just about every day. Some love his latest tweets, some hate it. It started this morning, 7:51 a.m. The President of the United States tweeted that, quote, the story that there was collusion between the Russians and the Trump campaign was fabricated by Dems as an excuse for losing the election. But then at 8:26, Trump dropped what some say is a threat. He tweeted, quote, James Comey better hope that there are no tapes of our conversations before he starts leaking to the press.
I think that he is a joke.
Susan Robinson is a Democrat from Philadelphia. The controversial tweet comes a day after the president said this about the now former FBI director.
He's a showboat. He's a grandstander. The FBI has been in turmoil.
The Twitter outburst about Comey was just the latest tweet from a president who often turns to social media to vent.
He has to step up to the presidential level, and he hasn't.
But some love the president's brash online persona.
He's not going to stop because that's just who he is.
Renee Moore is the deputy chair of the Pennsylvania Republican Party. She was part of Trump's transition team and was once rumored to be a candidate for his cabinet. We watched today's press briefing with Sean Spicer, where he was asked multiple times about a potential recording system inside the White House. What do you think about this whole firing of Comey?
It's driving me crazy. Enough is enough. There's other news other than somebody being fired. You know, he's fired. Let's move on.
President Trump also tweeted that he would consider canceling the daily White House press briefings and just putting out a sheet of information for the public to see. Press Secretary Sean Spicer downplayed the president's comments. Reporting live tonight, David Spunt, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
David, thanks.